Hey, it's Jamie. This is just a video to help you realize a few things about money and how I can help you find a way to join me in the money funnel or phase 10. And those are the programs I'm promoting. Um, a lot of people, when you have an opportunity, their biggest this is not only for the money funnel or phase 10, it's true for many opportunities. When you have an opportunity, people usually make an excuse. Not all of them are excuses, but some of them are excuses. And one of the biggest excuses people make are, I don't have the money, I can't afford it. Um, and I understand that. Some people just can't. And some people have to start at the $10 level and move on upward. And some people don't have jobs. And I'm not talking about people like that. I'm talking about the people that do have jobs. And they say they don't have money to start an opportunity. And again, a lot of those are valid. They're valid reasons. I've been there myself. And I've also been creative in finding ways to come up with the money when I don't have it. Let me just tell you about an example. An example of some of the bad habits I would have that would prevent me from having money. One of the things is going to, like, the gourmet coffee shops and getting my bhakti chai. There's a chai that's really delicious, a chai tea. And I don't drink coffee, but I love this chai tea, right? Well, guess how much that chai tea costs? It costs $4 per drink. $4. So, if you times that by 3, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's $12. If you times that by 4, that's $48 a month. If you times that by 4.5, that's $216. And I didn't do that my math in my head right away. I actually did it on a calculator like a few hours ago. But that's $216 in 4.5 months. If you, instead going to the gourmet coffee shop, instead of doing that chai tea, that gourmet coffee that you get at Starbucks. I don't drink Starbucks, but I prefer the local coffee shops in town. But say it doesn't matter where you go to, your gourmet coffee shop, your local or Starbucks or whatever. You go, you purchase your gourmet coffee or your gourmet chai or your frappuccino, and you're spending $4 or $5 or $6. I've actually spent $6 on a frappuccino at one time, and I was like, what? I spent what? I spent what on what? I spent $6, which is the price of a meal. I spent $6 on a drink, on a frappuccino that's full of sugar. Of course, this one's a good once in a while treat. I understand that, but if you save that $4 3 times a week, you're saving $12 a week, and you're like, well, big deal, $12 a week. What's the big deal? Well, if you do the math, 200 in 4.5 months, it's $216, and then another 4.5 months, that's another $216. 216 plus 216 is 432, and $432. That can take you on a vacation for a weekend. That's your whole that's your grocery list for a month. That's your food for a month. $432. Man, that's a lot of money. So just think of it that way. And then you add 4.5 more months to that. That's a year, or 4 more months, and you're spending another $216. That's 432 plus 432 plus another 2. Was it 216? So I can't do the math now. So It's another $650. I can't do the math from that, but I probably can, but I'm too tired to think about math. So, between $600 and $700 you're spending on coffee per year. Per year, guys, you're spending $600 per year on coffee. Think about it. If that's what you're doing, that can apply to anything. That could apply to movies. That can apply to, I don't know, going out to dinner. Instead of making dinner at home, you go out to a restaurant. You're paying the waiter and waitress, which need to make a living, and then you also, you're paying for the gourmet food, which is again going to cost you $30 for 2 people. $30 can purchase meals for 4 nights. So if you do the math, there's ways you can save money. And also, the biggest money eater is cable television. You don't need cable these days. You really don't. Because we have Netflix, we have Hulu, we have several different applications. We have online. You can watch. You can stream your phone to your TV and watch things on. You can watch things on YouTube for free, on your TV. You don't need cable. And I used to watch TV all the time when I was younger. And you know what the funny thing is? When you watch TV and you're scrolling the channels, you always scroll without you scroll those 200 channels, right? And what happens? You tell me what happens. You scroll the channels and then you say, well, there's nothing on TV. You're like, well, how could that be? There's 200 channels, but you still can't find anything on TV. Hence the point, you don't need cable. A lot of people, have this cable television, and they're spending $100 a month on cable TV. It's the biggest ripoff nowadays it's the biggest ripoff, because in the past, we didn't have all these applications. Now we have all these applications. We have YouTube, we have Netflix, we have Hulu, we have a few other ones that I don't, what's the other one? Direct TV Now, which is an application. That's like, some of them are $7 and maybe $16 or $32 a month. That I understand, but if you're spending $100 on cable every month, throw it away. That's just my opinion. If you really, really need it, which you don't. But that's another money eater. Because if you think about it that way, you're spending, if you think about it that way, I'm just giving you a money perspective. You're spending $1,200 a year on cable television. $100 times 12, that's $1,200. $1,200. If you times that by 10, what is that? I can't do the math there. That's 10 years of cable. What is that? Gosh, you know how much that is? That's like 12 grand. 12 grand. You know what 12 grand can buy you? A new car. So I'm just putting money in perspective. When people say they can't afford things, I'm not talking about the money funnel. I'm not really, yeah, that's part of it, but I'm not talking about that in particular. I'm just talking about life. How we manage money with life. And then you have some of the bad habits that I have done is, you put it on credit cards thinking you'll just pay it later. And what happens, those credit cards, the interest rates go through the roof. And you end up paying money. You end up trying to pay that credit card, and it doesn't go anywhere because your interest rates are through the roof. So, that's something you should never do. Don't get the credit cards. I understand emergencies. I've been there. I understand not having money. What are you gonna do when you don't have money for food? What are you gonna do when you have no money? You have no money in your bank account for gas. I've been there, and I'm there, quite often. So I understand the credit card dilemma, and but then when sometimes I go back to things and like, what did I do this week that I really didn't need? And that's what I suggest you do. Go back and say, like, for example, say it's a week, I just don't have any gas for my tank. My refrigerator is empty. I don't have any food. Did I spend everything on what I needed, or did I spend things that I wanted? And when you think about it, you have to go back and say, hey, you know what? You know what I did? I went out with friends the other day. I'm just saying, this is an example. I went out with friends and I spent $30 on a dinner. That could have bought gas for my car. That could have bought groceries for my week. But instead I made the choice to do that. Instead of inviting my friends over to my house and just talking and spending $10 on snacks, instead of doing that, I spent $40 on drinks and food. So yeah, you always have to think of that in perspective of, did I spend what I need? Did I spend what I need, or did I spend what I want? So next time, when you hear someone say, "I do not have money for this," do they really not have money for that, or are there things in their life that they can cut out? And some people just don't have money, and I understand that. And that's why the beauty of the money funnel is you can start with a $10 bill. And you don't even have to mail postcards. You don't have to spend money on postage. You don't have to mail out postcards or flyers. You don't have to do any of that. If you don't have any money, you don't have to do any of that. You can make videos like I'm doing. You can go on YouTube. You can go on Instagram. You can go on Facebook. You can go on Snapchat. You can go on Marco Polo. I think that's another app. You can go on Periscope. Periscope is a great way to get eyeballs. Now there's a lot of weirdos on Periscope, and you have to do a lot of blocking, because Periscopes, there's just a lot of weirdos, and you just have to block. Probably you have to block somebody every 5 minutes that you're Periscoping. You have to block a jerk that is just really rude and disrespectful, and wants to just come on your page and come on your scope to just be a jerk. And you have to block those people. So that's the only problem with Periscope. There's a lot of bad energy sometimes. So, but when it comes down to getting eyeballs, you want eyeballs looking at your opportunity, and the more people that look at your opportunity, the better. And so Periscope is a great tool for people to see your opportunity. Especially with the money order, because people are just looking for something, not money order, direct mail. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. Especially if someone's looking for something that is affordable. If you do a search on opportunities, there's not many opportunities that start at $10. There's not. I've been in so many. And I don't know one other opportunity that you can get in with a $10 bill. And you don't have to do any mailing if you don't want to. You just can do online marketing. Don't have to spend a dime. YouTube's free. Periscope is free. Facebook is free. Instagram's free. All these applications, websites at your disposal are free for you to use and to market. So just to put that in perspective, there's it's ideally it's best to come in at a higher level, like the $210 level, which is the bronze level with phase 10. And again, with the bronze level, you get levels 1, 2, and 3 with the money funnel, so you're getting 2 programs for the price of 1. So that's ideal, but that's not a necessity. If you do not have that. If you honestly don't have that, if you do not have the $210, and some people don't, and many people don't, and that's understandable. You say you make $8 an hour, you make minimum wage, and all the money goes to rent and food, and you have nothing left over, and I understand that. You only have that $10 bill. And what are you going to spend that $10 bill on? Coffee? What are you going to spend that $10 bill on? There's ways you can, even on minimum wage, there's ways you can save a week's worth of food. Say you eat that gourmet noodle dish. You can eat name brand noodle dish for like a few days. I'm just trying to help people understand there's ways to save money even if you don't have a lot of money. And $10, you can have a garage sale, and you can make $10. You can I don't know, you can, well, there's things you can do to make that $10 if you don't have it. You know, you can sell you can sell something on eBay. You can sell something. You can sell something on Craigslist is another place to sell something on. So you can use your skills to sell things that you don't need online. There's so many things people have around the house that they don't need. You can raise that $10. You can make that $10 by doing things like garage sales or cleaning out stuff you don't need. So if you are really strapped for money, you don't have any money, and you really you make minimum wage, maybe you make part-time minimum wage, and maybe you don't. Maybe you're homeless. You know, I have 2 homeless friends. I understand. You know, I understand how it can be, and if you're homeless, you know, you got to figure out ways to sell what you have to make that money, make that $10. And again, all these wonderful social media apps are free. You don't have to spend money on postcards. You don't have to spend money on stamps. So come on board the Money Funnel or Phase 10 or both, and you can actually be making several $100s next month if you apply the skills and take action. So this is Jamie coming on, just doing a brief video, but it wasn't that brief, but I just wanted to let people know there's ways you can make money, there's ways you can save money, and there's ways you can spend money responsibly, and there's ways that you can join the Money Funnel and Phase 10 if you're creative. So, well, blessings to you all, and thank you for seeing my scope, but not my scope, because I do Periscope sometimes. Thank you for seeing my video, and I will see you next time. Take care.